The Bitcoin dominance chart has broken through key levels. This on the back of the Bitcoin dip from the weekend. What does it mean? Well, it means that we're entering a raging alt season. The next phase of the alt season. The most volatile phase. The one where we're going to make and lose the most money. If we want to make life-changing money in this next phase of the alt season, we need to play our tokens right. We need to buy the right tokens. We need to sell them at the right time. And we need to make sure that we take profits along the way. And that is what today is all about. We're going to show you where the Bitcoin dominance is, why this means that we're getting into a raging altcoin season, and what you should be buying, and actually what you should be selling and when you should be selling them too. Welcome back, guys. I'm Crypto Man Ran. It looks like there's peace on the markets. In fact, it looks like the next phase of the raging altcoin season has just begun. How do we know this? Well, look at the Bitcoin dominance. So what happened is money went out of the markets this weekend. When it came back, instead of coming into Bitcoin, it's coming straight back into the alts that were hard hit. And today on my show and on Sheldon's show, we're going to be talking about all these alts and what you should be buying. So today's kind of like your Netflix and chill day kind of thing. Like we're just going to be talking about coins because we got to get in. We got to get in like now. So yeah, that's exactly what today is all about. If you're new to our channel, well, welcome to the most fun, the best channel in all the interwebs. This is the place where you come to get educated, to learn about fundamentals. And, you know, on our channel, we like to teach you how to fish instead of actually just giving you cooked fish meals every single day. So this is where you're going to learn how to make buying decisions as opposed to being spoon-fed, being told what to buy and when to buy. So if you're new, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the bell button, because you have come to the right place. Not only if you smash the bell button will you know when we're coming to you live, and we're coming to you live all the time, 2 shows a day, plus extra fillers every time something big happens in the market. You know, our biggest show was a show that we did on Saturday, which was the emergency show. Was it Saturday or Sunday? When did we do that emergency show, Fred? Saturday and Sunday. So we did 2 shows, Saturday and Sunday. Our biggest shows. So you guys need to hit that bell button. Another reason to hit the bell button is the Banter bags. We took $10,000. We invested it in pre-market gems. These are the Banter bags, and they are growing. They're growing very, very quickly. So we took the $10,000, invested in the Banter bags, and if you want the Banter bags, yeah, you can have them. Take them. What do you need to do? Hit the like, subscribe, comment, share, follow me on Twitter, follow Fred on Twitter, follow Sheldon on Twitter, follow all of us on Twitter. That gets you entries. Every time you comment, you get an entry. Every time you share, you get 2 entries. And when we get to 250,000 subscribers, which is going to be very, very soon. Let me actually check what our subscriber count looks like right now. It may echo every time I get into the... Okay, so our subscribers, we've got 160,000 subscribers. That is huge. But I do see we've only got 2,300 likes. We should have way more than 2,300 likes because there are 5,000 of you watching the show live right now. So smash the like button. When you smash the like button, watch the number of live viewers. It's directly correlated. As you hit the like button, more and more viewers watch the show, which means they shill our bags, which means that you get more interest into the Banter bags, which means that we have more fun and we bring you more content. So that is what's happening today. If you listen on today's shows, both shows, you will get at least 10 buy calls. Okay. This is the only place where we are credibly willing to give you buy signals. No bullshit, no skirting around the bush. No, maybe this, maybe that. We're actually going to tell you to buy these tokens today, and you're going to make money this week if the market holds. So smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Let's get those numbers up. You see, already the numbers are at 4,800. They were 4,500. Smash, 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 smash. Likes are going up, 2,900. Can we break 3,000? Going once. Going twice. Let's go. Let's bring our Sniper back on the show. Sniper, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Sniper, those glasses, is that because you smoked my... Because I noticed that my 420 disappeared yesterday. Is that what's going on?
It's staring the chart too much, but it could be a possible. The fumes were going through the office yesterday, so it could definitely be so. But I'm spending so much time on these charts. It's time to protect the eyes. Getting a lot of headaches from the stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so Sniper, Bitcoin dominance. So let's go to Bitcoin first. Let's look at Bitcoin first. I think that tells the whole story.
Cool. Let's have a look. Okay, where are we looking with Bitcoin right now? Doing exactly what we said. It has calmed down, which is good. We could see obviously the big panic over the weekend drop increased the dominance quite a bit. But now that the market started to settle and we started to hit the sideways phase, relaxation phase, which is good, we are now getting the dominance dropping again. So it's very obvious where we're sitting right now in the market, right? Is when the market is bullish, it's going to the altcoins. The dominance is on our side at all points. And all that Bitcoin's basically doing here right now is just obviously we knew that we had a second pullback that had to come into the zone, capture more of the liquidity. And we knew that it's basically going to hover in this sort of zone for the next few days. And that's why it's been a bit of a boring market on that. But we are starting to see some of the coins that are starting to catch a light quite quickly. And we are starting to see which other coins that when Bitcoin finally gives us the next few good green candles, which coins are going to start exploding because it's very obvious now that the dominance is moving. So quick recap on Bitcoin. We do have a nice little short-term trend here on the 4 hour. Just drawing in your trend, you can then see that that will be the once we have broken basically the 57 mark again, basically where we got yesterday. The problem with yesterday is that we didn't make the higher high, which is fine. This is usually when we start forming our sort of flag. So we can actually see is if I just make that smaller, is that we are starting to form this flag. Okay. Now we got two options, obviously. We have a support and we got a resistance with the flag now. We break the bottom, we know we can definitely come back down to the 51K sort of level, which is still in the bigger range. We don't want it to just yet, where we wouldn't like to come back down to the zone. But the only possibility that can happen is us obviously dropping the main support line, the support trend, and obviously we got a resistance trend. So we have a nice zone here. Now, what usually happens with the flag is they would say that this is a bearish flag because you come down, you hit the zones, and it's usually the breakout to the bottom. But there's two different patterns that can play out here. It's either, yes, we break the bottom zone and we come back down to the sort of low 50s, which I'm not saying now at all. It's just only if we break there. Or we do something called the invert, it's a Bart Simpson, where we hover in the zone, because remember what we've always explained, that even when we had pumps in the market, whenever we had these big sort of green candles and we've shot our way upwards, remember how we said the price can always come down and capture the liquidity, especially when we get these big rallies up. The price likes to come down to the zones to capture the rest. Obviously, we had black swan event sort of dump that just came out of nowhere. But this is usually what very much happens when we're going up. When we accelerate too quickly, we come back to those zones, capture the rest of the liquidity, and then we continue. And that's what Bitcoin was doing. And this happens quite often, where you can see here, this was a big rally upwards. You see how the price comes down, captures the liquidity, and then continues the move. Now that works in a very similar aspect to the downwards market, was this was too fast, which means that everyone that wanted to sell at those points never got the opportunity to sell. Which means it's very likely that Bitcoin is going to go back to these zones first, and then we're going to have the decision, okay, are we coming back down to the 50K? And that's obviously where my trend line plays a big role in that, to see that if we break the trend, we make a higher high and a retest, we know we're going upwards. But if we break the trend and we don't beat this high, so what I've set up with Bitcoin is it's got a lot of making up to do where we're sitting right now. But I need Bitcoin to get all the way back to the 62K range, and I need it to get there in the next 7 days, just to show that we have recovered nicely from the zone. Otherwise, the capability, because we needed to break out here, make that higher high, test down, and then continue. That's exactly what we need from Bitcoin, just to show that we have reversed, that this was just a dump, just to kill all the futures, to kill all the guys on leverage, to liquidate all of them, and then continue the journey. So that is the zone. But if it doesn't, if we do make our way up to these zones and we don't make that high, it's very possible we can come back down. And that's what I was saying with guys now. We have an opportunity this week to make money. Now, the difference is we are used to making these 100% gains over 2 weeks and that now. So the only difference is now it's going to shrink a bit more. We have opportunity to make 20, 30% trades over the next 2 days with a lot of these coins. So we're going to make money. It's just, are we going to make 50%, 100% just yet? Or is it going to be another week or two until we're making those in? But it doesn't mean we cannot be making money. Of course, we can be making money. So that's why even the guys that held through this dump, you're still going to have the opportunity to get back to more or less where you were, to free up the capital again, to know if we are going to come back down to capitalize, or you've survived through it and we continue the journey. So there is a good opportunity that if anyone is in losses or any of these sort of things, there's an opportunity for you to be saved and to be prepared for the next one, or you just went through this little speed hump and we continue the journey upwards to the next upward side. So Bitcoin is good. I needed to get back above that 60K sort of level by this weekend, maybe the beginning of next week. It needs to move.
I'm happy that it stays sideways because I'm watching liquidity flowing into alts, and you can see that when you look at the next chart. Look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So the Bitcoin dominance chart shows that even though Bitcoin got hurt, the dominance didn't get hurt, which means the dominance is actually breaking through key levels, which basically means that the altcoins are saying, you know what, Bitcoin, you do what you need to do. We are going to the moon. We're going to the moon without you. The minute money starts flowing back into Bitcoin, it's going to take liquidity away from the alts. So for me, I'm happy. Sideways. I'd prefer a $55,000 to $58,000 Bitcoin for a couple of days, and then as long as this Bitcoin dominance keeps dropping, because then if the Bitcoin price goes up, the dominance is going to stay low. And if the dominance stays low after that, we're going to get into the raging alt season, the December 2017 alt season, which is going to be huge, violent, crazy. You're talking about 50, 60% jumps in a day. And we're already seeing, if I look at my Blockfolio. So you got DART, which I called at 20 cents 2 days ago, 43 cents. Bird, which I called at $110, $179. Coty starting to make a good comeback. Card Starter, which we called on the show when it launched at $11, is up already at $35 or $34. So things are happening in the altcoin market. We now need to make sure we get into the most optimal trades to make the optimal amount of money with the money that we've got left.
No, 100%. And I think that just to also explain that, Rand, with where we're sitting right now is, the problem is if Bitcoin just hovers in this range, I'd actually like to see Bitcoin get above 56 and hover between the 56 and 58. That'll be nice, because the problem is there's still a lot of fear in the market. So that's why you'll see the dominance is dropping, but it's going to selective alts. It's not going to the full alt market right now. So our hunt now is obviously to find the alts where this money is getting diversified, like Doge, like all these coins. That's where the money has been diversified. That's not going to all the alts, because we can see clearly that the alts are still not getting what they need. The whole alt market is still not moving. So it just means that people are still very scared. Like Ethereum's not just recovering strongly straight away just yet. It's taking its time. A lot of these coins are taking their time with Bitcoin because the fear is still there. Yet the dominance is dropping, meaning that it's going into these individual alts. And it's going into, what could I say, less alts, if I could say, than all of the alts. All the alts are basically just hovering with Bitcoin. Make a decision, and then we can start getting confidence back. And then there's selective alts, which is actually better, which means you're going to be seeing more significant growth out of single alts, other than the whole market, which makes sense. They can't just pump money continuously out of Bitcoin, because it will drain Bitcoin, it will drain everything. They've got to run them in sections. So at least we got a good understanding. And also just having a look at the I was also just having a look at the total 2 on that. You know, the total 2 is still looking really good for the alts. If we see the total market, a lot of money was brought out there, and it just shows me that a shit ton more money was taken out from Bitcoin side than the total 2. Because if we have a look at the full total market and the trend support, how close we came down to basically testing that support, and having a look at the alts total 2, you can see how far we are away still from this trend support. So we are still so bullish with the alts right now and where we're looking. When Bitcoin finally does, because I would like dominance not to drop 100% too quick right now. And that's just the only reason I'm saying that is because it's good that it does these little ladders. And it'll be nice if we can just have this little movements down right now. It'll be a little push up for Bitcoin at some points, and then the strong leg where everything's just going to go absolutely berserk again. So the problem is if it just keeps tanking now, we're only going to get them out of selective alts where we got to hunt and we got to find these ones, and they're going to do tremendous amounts of growth. But the whole alt market in general is not going to pump galore until Bitcoin is at some sort of level and the fear is sort of out of the market. So at least we got a good picture around on where we're looking at. It's definitely alt time. It's alt time, and we just got to find the bombers right now that are going to kill. But you know, at Bitcoin, I'm still expecting the same thing. I'm expecting the slow rally up. I'm expecting us to rally up at least until the 58. That in the next day, or like literally from now to the end of the week, I still see Bitcoin slowly rallying up, and that dominance continuing down. Now, the big thing with dominance is we obviously have a very key next level. So we had a good support at 52. And we got the main one, which is this main resistance zone over here. So the 50 mark is really, really big, because if we break the 50 mark, the next level is all the way down to the 46 to the 45. We break that level, we're coming down to the 38, all the way down to 35. And you know, that's 2017 run. So we are looking really exciting on where we're sitting, and we are continuing to break. But come on, Bitcoin, just give us, we're not asking you to pump to all-time highs right now, but just get the fear a little bit out the market, because you're still scaring people, and we can see that very much. So yeah, everything, we got a clear picture. A little bit of sideways this week, a little bit of boringness, but at least we've stopped the dumping, which is good, guys. We are hovering and we are calming down, and now we understand the significance of calming down and going sideways.
Okay, amazing. Let's look at some alts. What would you be jumping into?
Okay, so obviously the one news-wise, and I'd like you to add in also your thoughts, BAN protocol. I really think BAN protocol is one that's also been lagging quite a bit. We have said it's a secondary to Chainlink, the Oracle space, DeFi space. I think that's one of the next markets that are going to boom galore, and that's what I'm focusing on for tomorrow's show, is to get us some DeFi projects in, so we can start looking at that as a whole. Because I even have we even got chart setups for the whole DeFi market. And we can actually have a look at the different markets, from the major alts to the DeFis to all of that. And we can see which is the one that's breaking out. And what I want to start doing with you guys, and we're going to make a nice strategy every day, is we're going to start making the different selections on the right chat to say, okay, guys, for the next 2 days, it's the DeFi's turn. Okay, for the next 3 days, it's the major alts turn. And we're going to actually start categorizing so that we know which set of alts we should be focusing on for those specific times, because it's going to shift between two and that. So BAN is looking really good chart-wise. We had a secondary low, which was good, but this is good. We are calming down in a really good sort of stage. And you remember what I just said about liquidity, is that when we break so quickly to these zones, it's very likely we get back up to those zones. Now, it may not seem like the alts runs that we're having last week or the week before, but you know what, anywhere in these bar zones to those pushes, like it's a 40%, it's a 56%, and then we can still come down to these zones again after that. But think of the power that we are running in the very volatile points. Now we are going to start working as a team now to be getting these trades, to say we get up to that zone, we don't make the higher high, take some profits, take good profits, guys. You take your profits, you make 50% on your money. It comes back down to this zone. You buy another 30% more coins. We go up again. We make 50% more on that thing. So if this wants to be this choppiness for the next week or two to get the confidence back in the market, guys, we are going to make ridiculous money by farming the coins downwards, making the money upwards, farming the coins downwards. So the first one that I wanted to be doing this on is obviously BAN. So BAN's looking really good for the buy zone. Let me just zoom out, make it a bit bigger for everyone so you can see it on the screen. Anyway, guys, $12 to call it the $13. I don't think we can get back to the $12, but $13 to $16 range is a great add-in zone, because this is where we're going to have that nice next strong push, either later on today to tomorrow morning. Could come sooner, we'll see. And obviously a minimal push back up to the $20 sort of region. I've set higher targets. That's obviously if we break the higher high. We break the higher high, I see BAN going all the way to $30 again, and higher targets as well. But for now, we are going to work, always plan for the worst, and then we will focus later on the best scenario. But at least we are always prepared for anything else. So as a minimum, I see BAN at least making its way to $20 to $22, which is a good 30-40% away. And we will see if we make the higher high that we're going to reach it. Otherwise, we're going to farm some coins, man. Because the power, what people don't understand, by making 50% up, 30% coins down, 50% up, 30% coins down, you don't even understand what compounding that is and what that actually does naturally to your dollar portfolio.
Okay, so let's look at BAN. BAN from a fundamental point of view is amazing. So not only is it an unbelievable oracle, they are getting a little bit of network effect. They are a bona fide project. They are starting to get partnerships. They announced a partnership with Google last week. It wasn't their first partnership. So from a fundamental point of view, you know you're safe with BAN. Then you look at the oracle market and you say, hold on, the oracle market is made up of one monster oracle, which is, of course, Chainlink, with a market cap of...
I think it's 15 billion or something I saw.
15 billion. And then you've got no one else in number two. If you look at the rest of the market, there's always a number one and a number two. And BAN looks like it's going to be the number two when it comes to oracles. So for me, BAN, from a fundamental point of view, super undervalued. The next one that I want you to talk about, Sheldon, I know it wasn't on our list for today, but I think it's prudent of us to mention it because we mentioned it yesterday. Injective protocol. You called it yesterday at, just call up your chart. I think you called Injective yesterday at about 11 something.
There we go.
So it went over the trend line. It then tested the buy zone, went deep into the buy zone, and then it shot up. Now, listen to this. This is super important. From a fundamental point of view, Injective Protocol made an announcement yesterday, and I'm going to just share my screen to show you guys why I'm so bullish on this one. So the announcement reads like this. Injective Protocol has raised $10 million during a private fundraising round. The investors were Mark Cuban, Pantera Capital, Block Tower Capital, which is Ari Paul and Mike Buchela, which are very astute investors, Hashed Ventures, which is the most astute investment fund in Korea, QCP Capital. This is where it gets interesting. The tokens were purchased with a 1-year lockup and a valuation of $1 billion. The market cap of Injective Protocol today is $182 million. These guys bought the tokens at a valuation of $1 billion. Okay, now obviously you got to adjust for circulating supply and maximum supply. But even at maximum supply, the token has a fully diluted valuation of $1.3 billion. So when I see an announcement like this, Mark Cuban, Pantera, Hashed, Block Tower, all on one cap table at $1 billion, I'm aping in. Simple. I'm aping into Injective Protocol. So that's where my headspace is. And yesterday you called it on your charts. It almost seems uncanny that you called the chart the same day that this announcement was made.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it actually just bounced perfectly on resistance. So it's weird how these sort of charts plan out when these sort of news things happen. It's quite crazy. So it's worked well. It's probably going to hover a little bit between the $12, $13 region for a bit, and then definitely push up. But that was strong, great volume. So that's a great one. You know, we've been calling it for a while now. We've done it in the last 3-4 shows. I think we've been talking about Injective. So that one's looking really good. And I think the ones who jump...
Be adding to that position.
Definitely, because what have we done now? Let me just go back there. Is Injective, there we go. Is we are just coming down and testing support. So we have broken, made the higher high, we're coming and testing support. So in these zones are definitely, so I'll definitely be adding more to the position between the $12 and $13 region. This is a good zone for us to be adding in. anywhere in that zone is good. And what's nice is, guys, use these stochastic RSIs. These are brilliant, because you'll know that when you're adding in these zones, you know that there still can be a little bit more downside to the points. But buying them on the bottoms, yeah, are beautiful. It's such a good strategy to use. So always have your stochastic in there to help you with, so especially on the 4-hour, 8-hour, and daily. If you're catching these at the bottom, it's a really good sign. And look what Injective has just done on the daily. We've had the cross on the stochastic on the daily. So bigger picture, it's beautiful. It's looking amazing, bigger picture. So yeah. So when you want to snap those entries, jump to smaller time frames, catch them on the bottom RSI, and get flying from there. Awesome. Okay, so the next ones I want to get through for us quickly, Ryan, is obviously cake. You were talking about it, and we started to see it. So with the little bit of the stressness with these exchanges and that, we can see that these, what are they called? This is your job, Brandon.
the decentralized exchange.
Exactly.
So you're talking about cake is a decentralized exchange. It's the biggest decentralized exchange in the world. It has done more volume than Uniswap for the last week. So Cake today, the biggest decentralized exchange in the world, doing more volume than Uniswap, all on the BSC chain.
Awesome. So it's looking brilliant. So it's made the higher high. So any tests in these zones are brilliant buys. $25 to $28 regions. Great add-on zones here. And the exciting part with Cake is that's all-time high over there. So we are so close to sort of FOMO hitting into this coin, definitely very much. And we know that happens when we start breaking these all-time highs. So we are very close there, very good thing. And I do see some good targets, $40, $60 that can come. Let's obviously ride it as we go. Let's get through that all-time high. Let's just get our positions in those zones. So Cake is another really good one. The next one that I just want to get back into again that we did speak about was definitely BZRX. This one is a good one for us to be stocking up. It falls under your 30% wallet for your trading. So it's a smaller cap, but it gives you better gains, good gains. So it's not put tons of money into it, but it's a good stocking up coin that's going to give good gains, because same thing here. We got a bit of missing liquidity over there. So even if it's still the bearish scenario, I'm just saying, we're still going to get a 26-35% out of this coin. And then we can make the decision. Is it going to make the higher targets? Because my next targets are $1.26 to the $1.3. So that's 100% away, 120% away. So we will see if we get there, but let's stock up these entries for now. And as a minimum, I see us at least getting back to the dollar region for BZRX. Then the one I want us to add on to now, which is getting beautifully into our buy zone again, is Chainlink. We spoke about it a few times. For any of those who haven't added to their bags yet, we're getting to a really good entry zone now for Chainlink for the next push upwards. I still think this coin is going to go berserk. As you can see, guys, everything is choppy because they're not sure about Bitcoin. That's the only reason. But as soon as Bitcoin rallies, that dominance drops. So we know that whenever Bitcoin decides to finally wake up again and get that push up, we know the alts are going to go berserk again. So right now it's farming stage and it's collection stage for all of these coins. We're getting, Chainlink was $44 last week. We are now getting at $36. So it's a massive special and it's a good zone for us to be stocking up. This is just making that nice flag for us. And if you look bigger picture, it's a bullish flag. So this is a good zone for us. I just want a higher low now. We got these lows. We don't want to make lower lows, but I'll update us on that. But this is a really good. So anywhere $35, $36, or $37 is a great add-on. Remember, my targets are still $53 to $56 is a good zone for us to be getting to. And the last one that I want to count down today. So remember, guys, I'll quickly close off with going through the other ones very fast in the charts. But this one, I actually want to speak at the other and I actually forgot, Tezos. I still think Tezos is a brilliant buy for where we're getting it right now. I still think Tezos has got a lot of gains to go. It's only got, I think, a 300 million market cap, I think. I did see that.
Tezos is in the top. Tezos is in the top 15.
Just have a look there for me.
It must be billions. It must be 10 billion plus. I must say I had a very nasty breakup with Tezos because I held Tezos and held Tezos and held Tezos. And eventually I was like, listen, I can make more money elsewhere. And I took my money, and as soon as I took my money out, Tezos started to run. So let's have a look at where Tezos is. Number 36. And if I look at the total market cap at 551, it's 4.2 billion.
Okay. So it's a lot higher, but that's still good. You know what I mean? We can still get to 20 billion, 30 billion in the future. But for now, I see same thing. even just us getting to the previous highs gives us a 40% trade. So we will see as we go. I got higher targets, $9, $12, $17 for this, but let's work off bare minimal for now, and we'll obviously upgrade as we go. But definitely in this zone, stocking up in this zone, a good trade for us to be looking at is from the $5 region all the way up to the 7.5. So as a minimum of 40-50%, we might then have a good farming opportunity if we don't break that high. Get a lower high, we know we can come straight back down here. So we're going to learn how to farm. We're going to learn how to make the best out of these choppy sort of markets. And then I think as we close off here, guys, you know, all the coins that I went through yesterday, keep watching. Even if you watch back, keep those charts updated, because they're going to do this for a while. All of them, you know, we said Litecoin, we said SXP, all these coins, we've made the secondary low. That was a low. I don't see us going lower than the secondary low we made the other day. I see us hovering in all these zones. Win, same thing, hovering in the zone. They are all hovering in these zones. Kusama, can't believe it's still so cheap. Saw Ethereum. Ethereum has made a good bounce, so that's a good sign for Ethereum as well. Higher high, we want the higher low and the breakout of trend. But all of them,
chat, and in the super chat they're asking about Phantom. Let's have a look at Phantom again. I know we did call it. I know it got killed by the market dump. Question is, what happens next?
Well, that's just gonna hover. Remember, I said that's the low. That low we made the other night's the low. Now it's gonna hover again, and I'm telling you, all this liquidity that was just shot out there, it's gonna take some time here, and you're gonna see the strong acceleration that it comes. That's that upside down bar I'm talking about. As fast as they fall, the other side, they like to push up the other side in the same sort of way. So as same as when a coin pumps upwards, it slows down and then it dumps all the way the other side. Turn that upside down, and then you start to understand it's the same patterns in a bearish or a bullish scenario. The quicker it falls means it's not going to last long. It means we're going to get back and we're going to go test that again in those zones. It's just the importance of a higher high. So Phantom is good. Theta, they're all showing the exact same thing, guys. We are just going to hover for a little bit. So that's why I'm giving you guys some new coins, so that if you got some free capital, take the new ones for now, and we're going to get back to all of these when they're just taking a little bit of time. See, I got some new coins here as well. So all the ones that I've gone through, they're just going to hover in these zones for a bit, guys, and then we are going to get the strong push upwards. So I think
we have that. We also have another super chat. And it's from Ian Bass. And Ian Bass, I can't see your super chat. I can't see your comment. So maybe try repost it. Anders says, can we look at IOTA? We will look at IOTA tomorrow. And I think that is all the super chats. Cool, Sheldon. I think let's leave it at that for this show. If anybody wants more updates, follow us on Twitter. I'm at CryptoManRan. Sheldon is at Sheldon_sniper. Super, super, super important. Later on today, I've decided that I'm not going to hold back. I usually hold back before I give you guys calls, you know, to protect it. And I see Fred's looking at me and he says, you're fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. Later on is going to be Netflix and Shill. I've got 5 or 6 tokens that I'm buying. And, you know, I'm usually very conservative with my calls. But today I'm pulling out all the stops. I am going to make sure that you guys buy these tokens, because if we are entering this altcoin cycle, then we need to ape in. And today we're going to ape in. It's today's show, Netflix and Shill, boys. Netflix and Shill, boys and girls. Cool. So we will see you again at 10 a.m. EST. If you're still here, give us a like, because then you can win the banter bags. And just before I let you guys go, we did get you guys a new bag in the banter bags. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant bags. That was the Charlie 3. Charlie 3 is the Oracle play on Cardano, which launches on the 26th. So you couldn't get a bag like this unless you bought Card Starter. And so we're going to give you a bag like this into the banter bags. This one, again, could do 100x like some of the other ones that we've got. So make sure that you do smash the like, smash the subscribe, comment, share, follow us on Twitter. And yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for all the love you guys have been giving us. I mean, Sheldon, have a look at this.
Can I add something quickly?
Yeah.
So guys, also another exciting thing is on Fridays, 12 o'clock, we are starting this banter between the TA banter of you guys. And what we actually want to do is on Twitter, straight after the show, I'm going to put a post out. We want to know what coins you guys want us to have a look at as well. And we're going to start having a banter between the guys and going through some charts for you guys as well. So get to us on Twitter. Let's do it.
2 banters on a Friday. One is going to be a fundamental chit chat banter, which is the one that we love, and then we're also adding a charting banter on Friday mornings or early on Friday. So this is where you come for banter. So guys, we'll see you again 10 a.m. EST. massive, massive, massive. So Sheldon, much love for you. Appreciate what you do for me, for the community as a whole. You're a legend. You're a sniper and a real gentleman. In fact, guys, we are making Sheldon shirts, which we're going to give away on the station. So look out for those. Look out for those. I'm Crypto Man Run. I will see you again at 10 a.m. EST. Until then, guys, if you are trading, go out there and make a fucking packet and bring that bag home. Trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.